Indian Union Budget 2017. Net tax revenue grew by 17% in 2015-16. Committed to making taxation rate reasonable, our tax administration more fair and expand the tax base of the country. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana lending target has been doubled at Rs 2.44 lakh crore for 2017-18. 3,500 kilometers railway lines to be commissioned in 2017-18 against 2,800 kilometers in 2016-17. Railways plan size for 2017-18 paid at Rs 1,31,000 crore, including Rs 55,000 crore to be provided by the government. Using space technology in a big way to plan Mnrega works. During 2017-18, another 5 lakh ponds to be constructed for drought-proofing. Aadhaar Pay, a merchant version of Aadhaar-enabled payment system to be launched shortly for those without debit cards, mobile phones. Sanitation coverage in rural areas has gone up to 60%. Swachh Bharat mission has made tremendous progress in promoting safe sanitation and ending open defecation. By 2019 all passenger coaches of railways to be fitted with bio-toilets. 1 crore houses to be completed by 2019 for houseless and those living in Kaka houses. Rs 19,000 crore in 2017-18 for PMKC, together with contribution from states, Rs 27,000 crore to be spent. Total allocation for rural, agricultural and allied sectors for 2017-18 is a record Rs 1,87,223 crore, up 24% from last year. Target for agricultural credit in 2017-18 has been fixed at a record Rs 10 lakh crore. Coverage of Fasal Bima Yojana to go up from 30% of cropped area to 40% in 2017-18, 50% in 2018-19. NABARD to set up dedicated micro-irrigation fund to be set to achieve per drop more crop mission. Corpus of NABARD's long-term irrigation fund raised to Rs 40,000 crore. Mini soil testing labs in Krishi Vigyan Kendras to ensure 100% coverage. Highest ever allocation to Mnrega at Rs 48,000 crore. Merger of railway budget with Budget 2017 a historic step. Transform, energize and clean India, #TESIndia. Our agenda for the next year. Advancement of budget will enable all ministries, departments to operationalize all schemes right from beginning of next fiscal. Demonetization aims to create a new normal, where the GDP would be bigger, cleaner and real. Effects of demonetization not expected to spill over to next year. Firmly believe that GST, demonetization, built on JAM, will have an epoch-making impact on the lives of our people. Demonetization aims to create a new normal, where the GDP would be bigger, cleaner and real. Recalls Mahatma Gandhi's words, "A right cause never fails." 3 challenges in current global scenario: monetary stance of U.S. Fed Reserve, commodity prices especially crude oil and retreat from globalization. We have moved from a discretionary administration to a policy-based administration. Expectations included burning issues like inflation and price rise, issue of corruption and crony capitalism. Our government was elected amidst huge expectations of people, the underlying theme of expectations being good governance. Hope to resolve all issues regarding GST via consultations. We are moving from informal to formal economy and the government is now seen as a trusted custodian of public money. Sluggish growth replaced by high growth, war on black money launched. More steps will be taken to benefit farmers and the weaker sections. Budget being presented during weak global economy, says Jaitley. Monetary policy to be expansionary in major economies. Uncertainty around commodity prices, especially oil, to have impact on emerging economies. CAG declined from 1% last year to 0.3% in first half of current fiscal. Protectionism is increasing. 36% increase in FDI flow, forex reserves at $361 billion in January, enough to cover 12 months' needs. We are seen as engine of global growth. IMF sees India to grow fastest in major economies. Demonetization was a continuation of series of measures taken by government in 2 years. It is bold and decisive measure. Government took 2 tectonic policy initiatives, passage of GST bill and demonetization. Effects of demonetization not expected to spill over to the next year, says Finance Minister. GDP will be bigger, cleaner after demonetization. Only transient impact on economy due to demonetization. Long-term benefit include higher GDP growth and tax revenue. Merger of Railways budget with General Budget brings focus on a multimodal approach for development of railways, highways and inland water transport. Demonetization will help in transfer of resources from tax evaders to government. Functional autonomy of the railways to be maintained, says Jaitley. Pace of remonetization has picked up. Demonetization effects will not spill over to next year, says Jaitley. World Bank expects GDP growth rate at 7.6% in financial year 2018 and 7.8% in financial year 2019. Our agenda for next year is to transform, energize and clean India. Spend more in rural areas, infrastructure, poverty alleviation, while maintaining fiscal prudence as guiding principle of union budget. Budget presentation advanced to help begin implementation of schemes before onset of monsoon. Committed to double farm income in 5 years. Plan, non-plan classification of expenditure done away within the budget for 2017-18 to give a holistic picture. Mini labs by qualified local entrepreneurs to be set up for soil testing in all 648 Krishi Vigyan Kendras in the country. Demonetization was a bold and decisive strike in a series of measures to arrive at a new norm of bigger, cleaner and real GDP. Space technology to be used for monitoring rigor implementation. 100% electrification of villages to be completed by May 2018. As 27,000 crore on to be spent on PMKC, 1 crore houses to be completed by 2017-18 for the homeless. Sanitation coverage in villages has increased from 42% in October 2016 to 60%, a rise of 18%. We propose to provide safe drinking water to 28,000 arsenic and fluoride-affected habitations. To construct 1 crore houses by 2019 for homeless. PM Awas Yojana allocation raised from Rs 15,000 crore to Rs 23,000 crore. Rs 500 crore allocated to set up Mahashakti Kendras. Allocation raised from Rs 1.56 lakh crore to Rs 1.84 lakh crore for women and child welfare. 2 new AIIMs to be set up Jharkhand and Gujarat. New rules regarding medical devices will be devised to reduce their cost. 35% increase in allocation for Supreme Court to Rs 52,393 crore. Railway tariffs to be fixed on the basis of cost, social obligation and competition. Budget allocation for highways stepped up to Rs 64,000 crore in financial year 2018 from Rs 57,676 crore. Over 90% of FDI proposals are now processed through automatic route. FIP will be abolished. Second phase of solar power development to be taken up with an aim of generating 20,000 megawatts. As 2,74,114 crore allocated for defense expenditure, excluding pension. This includes Rs 86,000 crore for defense capital.